I don't think I'm ever going to get over just how big of a jump in power Super Saiyan God was. Like, I still remember when Super Saiyan God became a thing. And even now, in 2025, I still can't even fathom just how big of a boost Goku got from Super Saiyan 3 at the end of the Buu saga to even just Battle of Gods. Like, let me put this in perspective for you. Goku was fighting against Buu, an entity that was destroying galaxies over a span of time and would have eventually destroyed the universe. And it took damn near everything Goku and Vegeta had just to beat Buu. And that same Buu, while having other people absorbed into him, was able to threaten destroying the living universe with the full extent of his ki, and Super Vegito was able to stop that. Now keep Vegito in mind here. Another thing that was mentioned when Goku was finally regaining consciousness after getting two-shot by Beerus in this even stronger Super Saiyan 3, because it was years after the Buu saga that he first met Beerus. And Goku said, maybe I'd have to fuse with Vegeta to take him on. And then he corrected himself immediately after, saying, no, that won't even be enough. Now, you could do the bare minimum and say he's thinking of just Super Vegito. But if he truly thinks the full extent, he would know that the fusion could do what him and Vegeta could do. Meaning that he could have even been theoretically talking about a Super Saiyan 3 Vegito, which at the absolute lowest of low balls would be 8 times stronger than the version that fought the same Buu that was threatening the living universe. And that's not including how strong Goku and Vegeta got individually over the time from the Buu saga till Battle of Gods, and then the whole Potara multiplier, so on and so forth. So realistically, even Super Vegito would have been able to probably one-shot his Buu saga counterpart with just how big of a multiplier Potara gives, and you know. And not only was Super Saiyan God beyond just a universal threat, he was threatening, while clashing with Beerus, to destroy the entire Universe 7 macrocosm. And for those that don't know what a macrocosm is, Universe 7 is a collection of universal-sized realms. Multiple, in fact. I think it was either 4 or 5 or whatever, that were infinitely expanding universal realms, or that were outright stated to be of an infinite-style nature of existence. And just through clashing fists with Beerus, they were threatening to destroy this entire complex structure. When just a single arc prior, threatening to destroy the universe over a set period of time was considered the biggest threat. Just for Goku and Beerus to do something realistically infinitely more terrifying with just a clash of fists. But hey, I can make this even crazier, because after that insane macrocosm feat, Goku then absorbs all that power into his base. So, post-Battle of Gods, base Goku is that much stronger. Meaning with just a single arc in power boost from Super Saiyan God, he could realistically solo the entirety of Z in his base form. And then he could stack the multipliers again. He could stack the absurd Super Saiyan God multiplier on top of his already insane God-level base. So he's basically stacking God's multiplier twice. Then Super Saiyan Blue is another 50 times. Kaioken times 20 is another 20 times. And don't even get me started on the unquantifiable jump in power that is Ultra Instinct. It's arguably an even bigger jump in power than from 3 to God. The fact that anybody argues multiversal Goku not being multiversal or arguably higher is, in my opinion, just ridiculous. And I'm not even meaning this in like a power scaling sense. I mean this just by looking at what was being stated and what everything has been shown. Not looking at any types of like calculations or like hyper math analysis nonsense. You have a guy who got like a bajillion more forms after the fact, yet while in his first time using Super Saiyan God threatened to destroy multiple universal size structures with just clashing of fists, which, if you know Dragon Ball, punches are nowhere near their most powerful things in their arsenal. If anything, that's them nerfing themselves. Yet, by the end of Super, even just the anime, let alone if you factor in the extra arcs in the manga on top of it, even current base Goku is one-shotting. I know I'm talking so much and just stuttering all over the place, but it's just so hard to comprehend just how strong this man gets, while also not being able to realistically put a number behind it. If I had to put this in a real-world equivalent, the jump from Super Saiyan 3 Goku at the end of Z to the current state of Goku in the Dragon Ball Super manga is like you seeing a child take their first steps, and then you blink, and all of a sudden you're looking at a prime Mike Tyson standing in front of you. And you mean to tell me that on top of all of this, I know, this video is still going. I could genuinely make this video like an hour long. I could rant about this all day. You mean to tell me Goku is still not even the strongest in his universe? You have Black Frieza, who was able to one-shot him with the littlest amount of effort I have seen from a Dragon Ball fight since, like, Goku versus Berter and Jace in Z. And the same thing goes with Beerus, who is the strongest god of destruction. Then the 12 angels, which even the weakest angel could realistically solo all 12 destroyer gods at the same time. Then the Grand Priest, which is a caliber above even all of the angels. And lastly, Zeno, an entity that could destroy entire complex multiverses and timelines, with time and space as well, just by closing his hand. If you had told me when I was watching Z for the first time that Goku would get this strong, or if you told anybody that was watching Z in its original run, or even crazier, go back to someone who was watching OG Dragon Ball back in like the Red Ribbon Saga, and then you just info dump how strong Goku got at the current day, I think their brain would melt. And lastly, to wrap this up, you factor in how strong Goku got, how strong Vegeta got. That just puts into perspective just how incomprehensible Vegito is now. Think, just with Battle of Gods, you heard me ranting all this time about how much of a jump he got. Vegeta then eventually trained and got the same kind of boost, and within just a single arc was able to eventually catch up with the training with Whis. Vegito is more unquantifiable in terms of power than anything I can even comprehend. At least with Goku, I can actually put some kind of, like, 2 and 2 together with, like, the complexity of it. But with the Potara multiplier, it is literally person A's power times person B. So you're effectively asking two unquantifiably high and incomprehensible numbers multiplied upon each other, and that is Vegito. No wonder this man's cocky all the time. The power this guy has is absurd.